Fight man in boxing, led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV.
All right, Adrien Broner says, exposes PBC at the BLK Prime opening press conference against Ivan Redcash. Said that, the BK money is real. I'm paraphrasing. He said that no more broken promises. All right. And he had a message for the young fighters. He said that, you get fighting, then you ain't fighting until 9 months. Later, every 18 months, 12 months, you fighting, you can't get them years back. And that's something I kind of been saying from the beginning, is that, they got prospects fighting every once in a blue moon. And then when they do fight, then they got all these these dangerous ass late replacements that they matchmaking, don't know what they doing. Not only do the matchmaking not know what they doing, the fighters aren't active. So how we taking hard fights? How many young fighters disciplined enough to preserve themselves in the gym? And I've been telling y'all that prospects got to be active. Because they still in the development stages. That's why they tell you got to stimulate your kids. Even when you talk about anything that's, coming up, dogs, it's the reason why puppies be tearing shit up. You got to work with them. You got to put them on the schedule. You got to stimulate them. You got to give them a time to play, a time to learn, the whole nine. The whole nine. So that's kind of what people, it's the same thing with prospects. They like puppies. They like children. They young. And they need time to develop. And they be exactly right. Everything you hear, a lot of these fighters from PBC leak out, he said it's a lot of broken promises. A lot of them. The money's fugazi over there is funny. Because when you ain't fighting for a year, they ain't guaranteeing your contracts, you ain't fighting for a year. And a lot of them fell for the banana in the tailpipe. They can't afford to have these dudes fighting. And then, I don't even know if they approach guys like, look here, man, we want you to be the co-feature or fight on this card and this is all we got. They be like, hell no, I ain't moving for that little bit of money. Y'all tripping. So they go the route of borrowing the money. They borrow the money, just like people was blasting Bob Arum for advancing Manny Pacquiao the bag and putting high interest on the bag with Manny Pacquiao. Al Heyman do the same thing. But it seemed like he doing it on a grander scale. All majority, like 90-95% of them fighters are on Al Heyman. You hear rumors of him paying them, allegedly. You hear rumors of him paying them in PBC stock. Stock ain't no good. You know what I'm saying? You hearing most of the money coming out, they check because they owe him and he putting high interest on it. Like I told y'all, it's the same case, just different faces. Everything got blasted Aaron for, Al Heyman be doing it on a larger scale. You heard Hugo Centennial Jr., Adrien Broner was the first one to say they was tired of getting paid once a month in increments. He breaking their payments down in increments. And some people say, well, that's a good thing. My thing is this: if this is a good thing, then why these jokers still borrowing money and owing against the stone? Come on. A lot of these dudes in the hole, and that's probably why a lot of them can't walk away and do what they want to do. Deontay Wilder had the power to retire or come back. Part of the reason that he came back, they got his money right. If they ain't had Deontay Wilder bag right, Deontay Wilder wasn't coming back to perform. Simple as that. Excuse me. As simple as that. And everything he's saying is true. But especially when you a young prospect, because you start to think that's the way it go. They should constantly be in the ring. They should constantly be in the ring. That's how they gonna develop. Wonder why they all getting upset and not improving and their skills not getting refined and sharpened and all that. There you have it. There you have it. It's no mystery. And he gonna keep coming on exposing them. The money is real. Let you know that money funny over there. He said something like during the press conference, said the money right. He kind of alluded to that's why he ain't really messed with the Omar Figueroa fight. Said the money right. Ain't no funny business over here. They money good. Terrence Crawford said the same thing. They money good. They money good. You know, but you know, Adrien Broner gonna say he kind of articulating it a little bit like he's speaking kind of like in general, where Al Haymon can't sue him or nothing like that. You know, and that's how you gotta speak. The way Al Haymon move, anytime somebody move like Al Haymon move, it's for a reason. Now it's one thing to be private, and I respect privacy. I'm a private person. I like to keep my shit off the internet. What Peasy say? I don't post drugs on the internet, bitch. I sell mine. That song Commonwealth by Peasy go hard too. You know, I'm a whole advocate of keeping your relationships, keeping your woman, keeping your man, whatever you got going on. Keep that shit off the internet. Keep what people, you know, post what you want people to see. You know, I ain't going to stun or floss on the internet, nothing like that. For what? All that's gonna do is invite, you know, bad attention. But the way he kind of how he moving, it looked like he hot, and he is hot. Like I said, I had a conversation a few weeks ago with somebody that worked with him, and how they pay local promoters, and how they playing the promoters like TGB who work with them. Niggas ain't eating. They ain't eating like y'all think. They ain't eating. They barely eating. How about that? Al Haymon keep them niggas just fed enough to keep coming back. Cause in boxing, who else you gonna tag team with? Come on. It's only 3 other power players and 2 other power players in boxing outside of Al, and that's Eddie and Bob. So where else you gonna eat at for real? Where else you gonna fill your stomach up? And that's real. Ain't too many places where you can go get a full meal around this hoe, man. So, you know, but you know, he was speaking a lot of facts, a lot of things I heard before, and a lot of other things he probably don't say that he had knowledge with is a lot worse than that I know. But that's business on a corporate level. It's a real dirty business. And the thing about white collar crime, I listened to that Clinton Porter's interview. I encourage everybody to listen to that interview on the Pivot podcast with Clinton Porter's. And he talks about how, you know, he got in trouble with the healthcare scam, how he was the fall guy, he didn't even really do shit. I believe him too. I know a nigga lying. But he said he was in prison with guys who had embezzled and stolen $7 million, and they was, you know, they got 2 years and they keep the money. You know? And then they get to go home early because of health problems and stuff of that nature. I guess because of COVID and stuff. So a lot of us, you know, and I heard Wall Street Trapper say this, man, and like I said, I'm really gonna step it up next year. That's how I feel. But I heard Wall Street Trapper say the dude that he was in prison with, he was getting in trouble in the street. He told him, he said, white guy said, you playing the wrong game. He said, I stole, you know, $2-3 million, I forget what it was. And I get to walk, when I get out of here, I get to walk away with that $2 or $3 million. Come on. You out here selling drugs, and even if you get your money up enough, a lot of times they gonna deplete that anyway. And the sack chasers you fucking with in the street gonna take the money and not do what they supposed to do with it. You gonna come home and starting on ground zero. The corporate the business side of white collar crime, you know what I'm saying, going to, you know, low security prisons and all that, you know, that's worth, you know, no time is worth time. But if I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna do 2 years, and after 6 months I'm coming home with $7 million, man, it's better than going to jail for armed robbery. What you robbing, 50 grand, whatever. But like I said before, the corporate business is scurvy. The difference is you just can't take a gun and go kill nobody. You can't get physical. You could, but I mean, why would you? When there's so many variety of other white collar crimes you can do and get away with. And get away with a lot of money. But Al Heyman playing on that level. Al Heyman balling on that level. You know, and it's a very scurvy business. And there's a lot of unhappy guys out there. Just listen, I want to be active. I want to be active. How many fighters keep saying that? How can he keep y'all active when he don't have a platform? And they got here giving promises like Christopher Williams, bro. But, you know, AB always going to keep it real, you know. And he told them he told all the dudes over there, do what's best for y'all. And that's what you got to do. And that save up enough money, and whatever that is, fighting or however you doing, and buy your way out that contract, get out of there. Because Al Heyman dirtied in the mud. But that is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video. Financially want to support the channel. Cash App, $CJ Good 313. Venmo, CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole 9. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.